Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining Tracy and I here on this streaming show. It is 9:40, so we're gearing up for the 10 o'clock news here in about 20 minutes. A lot to talk about. One that Tracy and I both found interesting. You know, it's that time, Tracy, where everyone's trying to declutter their homes ahead of spring cleaning, things like that. You're looking to get rid of some things. Goodwill's kind of putting out this list of do's and don'ts. Obviously, they want some of your things, but some others, they're saying, hold up a bit.
Yeah, they're like, please don't give us that stuff. You're not, we don't want your crapola, is what I'm
Exactly,
guilty.
I
I've
know.
done it before, not realizing actually nobody wants that, Tracy.
Sometimes it's just okay to throw things in the trash,
Yeah.
right?
It's
it is.
hard. You think that someone might want it.
Not
but
always
that's
the
not
case. So a lot of what this stems from, so a couple weeks ago, there was this really interesting story from our sister station out of Arkansas. It's hard to not laugh about it. God bless this woman. So a sweet widow, right? She packed up all of her late husband's things. He was, I believe, World War II veteran. Don't quote me on that, but had been in some kind of war, right? She packed up all of his things thinking somebody else out there might want it. Turns out there were some things in there that were a huge no-no, right? Caused employees to have to evacuate that store because of some of the things inside. So we'll go ahead and play that story.
Here you go.
It's baffling. At the same time, it's pretty cool. Skepticism on one end and then like awkward on the other. It's not something you see every day.
This is not the first time we've seen something like this. We know that military artifacts have been brought back from a lot of wars and have been as souvenirs.
Around 1 p.m. on Friday, Jonesboro police got a call from Goodwill that 2 grenades were in a box that was donated to them by an elderly woman.
Elderly lady had gone through her deceased husband's belongings and things he apparently brought back from the war and put it all in a box and brought it up here. And apparently she didn't know what was what.
Brandon Lamb, who was trying to get into Goodwill at the time, was glad at how fast the staff and police acted.
Time something like that, you get a grenade come through, you don't want it to go off and then hurt, all the citizens around. So, it's a good thing that it got caught by personnel.
EOD technicians from Little Rock arrived at the store to safely remove the devices and take them to a secure location to safely detonate them.
Run across anything like this, just leave it alone because you don't know what you're doing, and contact the police department and let us come take a look at it and deal with it like it should be dealt with. Treat everything as if it's real, because too many times we have seen real ordnance here in Jonesboro.
Reporting from Jonesboro, Bryant Koleski, live, local, now.
Well, on the bright side, it wasn't ticking, Tracy, so it could have been
cow.
worse. But again, right, she had the right intention. It was this, box of things she thought she'd never use again. But to their credit, right, it could have posed a real danger to those employees who opened it and, of course, someone who bought it. Again, A-okay on this situation, but something for us to all think about as we start to clear out our own closets.
And I don't know about you, but we've got this big storm moving through.
Oh, yeah.
And when I hunker down in my house, I know we'll be working. But you're going to be in lockdown, and sometimes that's the best time to go through those
You
junk
have hay
drawers
fever. You're
and
like, what can I do?
Move it out.
Yep.
Move this stuff out. Get it ready to give away. So I was looking up the Middle Tennessee Goodwill because there are different rules for different ones across our country, and there's so many Goodwill enterprises. So the things that Middle Tennessee does accept: appliances, artwork, bed sets, books, clothing, electronics, exercise equipment, some of the bigger things. In addition to, they accept linens. I always wondered about that. I'm like, do you throw away your sheets, or do you give them to Goodwill?
And speaking of that, one thing I thought was interesting, they do ask people to wash them ahead of time. I don't know how many people do that,
Yeah,
right?
I
That's an
don't
extra
either.
step. I know it makes it a
know.
little tedious to do, but they say gently used, right? That portion's important. And also, they want it to be clean for people who are buying it.
Right.
So,
They even accept toiletries, but they have to be new. That's
Okay.
another thing I wondered about. So they have, brand new. Tools, toys, flat screen only televisions.
oh no, so they're
How many times?
they're like, we don't want your old
your
TV.
big old 12-foot deep. Yeah, they
You're
don't
like, what
want
else
it.
back there? Yeah.
And wait, I was wondering about computer monitors. They're not listed here. If there's only flat screen TVs, you can assume that they don't want
Probably.
your old computers either.
No.
And so that's why, Best Buy says, oh, we'll take yours. And then I printed out another list but we'll get to those in just a second.
Sure, okay.
Let me put up some colorful video to add to our conversation.
You're obviously not using it
This
anymore.
is just a gentleman
and
who works
someone
at
else needs
Goodwill.
it.
Sure, no, this
and
guy-
selling that item in Goodwill will provide the
let
revenues
me hold on.
that we
Is he
use.
talking?
I'm supposed to turn that off.
Oh, we're supposed to turn
Sorry
on.
about
Y'all,
that. Sorry
we're
about
both
that.
learning on this streaming
Yeah, sorry
show.
about that. We were
But he was
just
talking
figuring it.
about the influx of donations this time of year as well. It is interesting, though, too. They also put out this lengthy list of things not to give Goodwill.
Yes.
One thing I really thought was interesting. Let's see if we can find it. I believe it was cribs. Do you see that on here? There was one about cribs.
Okay.
Where's this?
Oh, wow. Computer monitors that they cannot accept, by the way. I did see it written down. Where did our list go? Here it is. Hold on.
Do we see something about cribs?
Baby
I'm looking.
furniture.
Okay, so baby
cribs, car
furniture.
seat, high
yes.
chairs, and potty chairs.
The reason for that, and I was like, this is really interesting. A lot of those end up getting recalled, right? And
Especially
so if there's
the
this,
car seats
right?
and
If
the
there's
cribs, to
if
your
there's
point.
this recall, they have no idea once they sell it if that
Yeah.
item's been recalled. So they
Yeah.
just err on the side of caution. They
Say
say,
no.
we're not going to take it.
And then they do a lot of consignment. A lot of people with baby stuff go to consignment stores, and the consignment people typically know. But then they're selling it now on Facebook Marketplace, which is one of our news stories, which is
yeah.
if you buy a car seat on Facebook Marketplace, you've got to make sure it
Yep.
has not been recalled.
True.
The other things they don't take: furniture that's broken, damaged, or stained, hospital beds or water beds. Call your local hospice if you have a hospital bed or wheelchair or anything like that, because hospice is dying for that. Oh, I should not have used that word. I did not mean anything by that. Hospice is
been a long day.
eagerly wanting your things, and I can laugh because I went through this with
Making
my
me hot,
mom.
yeah.
I know, I'm sorry.
No.
And you just have to laugh and love, and you love those hospice workers, but it's unbelievable how much money you can help families save
Sure.
if you give to the hospice.
And I know as we're reading through these, people are like, well, I have so much junk that I can't give. I don't want to throw it away. But there's some other spots that they can go to where they can still get rid of this stuff that's not Goodwill.
Would you like to share some?
Sure. So we'll walk through it. So for different things, right? Cell phones, cell phone accessories, different pieces of technology that Goodwill won't take. So if you're in Nashville, you can take that to Absolute Wireless. It's off 1500 21st Avenue. And basically they just accept different pieces of technology, right? Probably some of those computers, the TVs that aren't flat screens.
And there are
things like that.
several of that wireless
Sure.
store. Sprint store takes cell phones and cell phone accessories. There's a lot of
Home Depot as well,
ones listed.
right? Things like lumber.
I was surprised by Home Depot accepting some of those things. Did you know that?
Yeah, Goodwill had put that out too. They don't want things like lumber and so on and so forth
Yeah.
for different outdoor novelties. So
Yeah.
Home Depot, they'll accept some of those as well.
Yeah, I'm just surprised. I was surprised that they took cell phones and car batteries at Home Depot's, lead acid batteries at Home Depot, and nickel cadmium batteries. Those things that give your Home Depot a try.
Yeah, all the
before you
things.
drive them all over town.
Sure.
Target though also accepts. You've always seen recycle
Target
here.
will take anything that you return. They're the best. They
and
really are.
I'm thinking of just like there's those
know.
like garbage cans out front
Yep.
or in the entrance, but they're not really. There's a recyclable for cell phones as well.
Sorry, I'm still thinking about your hospice.
I know. I'm sorry. I have to go back to the do not give.
It's
Did you
so
see
good.
that Goodwill does not want your piano?
Oh, I didn't.
So if you have a piano,
They don't want it?
they don't want your
Is
piano.
it too big?
It is so hard to get rid of pianos
They
that
are
you
huge.
literally can move anywhere in the country. Because I took this piano lesson with this international person recently, and you can go to any city and you can find a free piano because they are so hard to get rid of.
I know.
That no
If you
matter
sell a
where you
home,
are.
Yeah, the realtor's like, it comes with the house.
I
They don't
know.
want to move it.
And
Yeah.
yet I was the sucker who paid money for a used piano and had then paid somebody to bring it in from Murfreesboro.
There's got to
from
be
someone's
one.
house.
Sure. Okay.
Anyway, so you can't give your pianos away.
The more you know. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's all you need to know kind of about Goodwill.
Yeah.
A big show coming up here in about 15 minutes. So one, we're going to talk about the snow. I know it's
Yes.
overwhelming.
Yes.
These models are saying everything, y'all. We've seen upwards of 16, 17 inches. Others who think it's just a dusting. We did hear from Dan Thomas today who's thinking at least 2 to 3 inches. So that's going to hit about Saturday, right? Affect the majority of us. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that tonight at 10. The Boring Company, too. We've been talking a lot about them. I know you talked about it in the studio today as well. If you're not familiar, we've covered it a lot here on WSMV. So
The tunnel.
The tunnel, right? The big tunnel that's connecting downtown to the airport. They also unleashed a new plan to connect Broadway clear out to West End, right? So that's going to be different as well. Go clear through Vanderbilt.
Are you saying that's been That's on the agenda.
That's one of the things
officially?
they're working to do, the Boring Company.
Because I know they've been wanting to, but I wasn't sure if they actually. That would be a game changer, though.
It really
they
would.
could never approve the AMP here in
Right.
town. So to get the tunnel.
It would be huge. It would be
Yeah.
huge. Now, they are running into some hiccups here. I think they only have half of the 40-something permits that they need. So
Yeah.
Metro Council, they're talking about it tonight. We're going to have an update on that. We'll
That's
have it
juicy.
reported live out there.
Yeah.
And just quite a few different things. So we hope you join us.
All right. Well, yeah, especially if you've got things like baptisms planned this weekend. You
Yeah.
really need to make your plans and have your friends cancel their flights in.
100%.
Hint, hint, hint.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, we'll see you on TV in 12 minutes.
Wait, do you have a baptism planned?
Yes.
I let that roll over my head. I'm like, I'm thinking, is this a
No.
religious holiday that I wasn't? Got it.
No,
Yes, make sure
I
to
just
call
know
your
there's
friends,
many
Tracy.
a person with things on the schedule that people
Sure.
are flying in from multiple states, and now there's going to be, when people say there's going to be 17 inches of snow,
Yeah.
it's wreaking havoc on a lot of weddings.
I get that.
Just, all
Sure,
the stuff. that-
sure. I let that over my head. I'm
it's
sorry.
okay, you're allowed to. But you still got it before we
We
went.
got it.
and
That's
we went
what's
to break.
that's what's important.
Have a great night, everybody. I'm Tracy. This is Hunter. We appreciate you watching, and we hope you'll tune in on WSMV4. You're cute. It's all good. It's all good.